Well, this is a situation that calls for a podcast.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
That was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gregg.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host,
John Taman. Oh, hi. How you doing? You know, I always get a kick out of people that do their own announcing. Yeah, like you get like a live album or you go to a concert or whatnot, and the guy does the announcement. Now, the greatest band that you've never heard of. Blah, 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 and he comes out, and it's the same guy. Okay, you just announced yourself. That's always kind of weird. All right, so welcome to the Sick Show. Jesse, my friend over here, to the there you are. I got it right. He's not feeling so good today. As you can see, he looks absolutely horrible.
Got ibuprofen.
There you go.
I'm Mucinex. I'm ready to rock and roll.
He's actually got a bathrobe on, and it looks probably like it's Dallas Cowboys blue. That's, I think, probably a start of your problem right there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they won last week, so.
Jesus, your microphone sounds terrible. Everything sounds horrible. I'm going to play this whenever Jesse is on. And oh, by the way, welcome.
Oh my!
Here he is. I swear, here he is. It's your Johnson. What's up, Keith?
Welcome. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on as a guest.
You can make time for us. That's all I got to say. It's good for that. Jesse's up here feeling horrible, and you're over here cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if I told you the fucking day I had today,
yeah,
I shouldn't even be on this podcast. And in fact, I forgot all about it up until 2 minutes ago. But I'm here, and that's all that matters.
Wow.
And I hope you feel better, Jesse.
Yeah, I would have to think that when you say I forgot all about it up until 2 minutes ago, you're talking about a show from October. Oh, Merry Christmas to you. You got a nice festive tree back there. Scott down there in the corner. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm feeling loads better this week. Obviously, I must have passed my horrible bug over to Jesse. Yeah.
I don't know what it's all about, but you and your boys and your loads, and now Jesse's sick. What do you think, Keith? That sounds pretty gross. So, you know, I asked earlier because Jesse was like feeling under the weather. He's not coming on. Keith, of course, he's probably got a million engagements that he's blown off tonight to be here with us, and that's awfully nice. But I kind of figured you would be at some white tie affair down in the middle of Philadelphia or something. But and so I said, should we get Scouse to come on the show? And then, well, I found out that Scouse will not do podcasts on Fridays, and I started thinking, well, why not? Is tonight masturbation night for Scouse?
No, man, it's a family thing for Scouse.
The family. So, I don't believe that. I think Scouse is out prowling around looking for $5 Julie. That's what he's doing.
I think his wife would have something to say about that. But
I think every wife would have something to say about that.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So as you can see, I'm avoiding the topic that we came in here to discuss, which is the absolute destruction that the Commanders are going to have to suffer through on Sunday afternoon. Does any of you have any inkling that we have a chance in this game? Keith? Well, your mouth is full. Go ahead.
None whatsoever.
None. Scott?
And in fact, hold on.
Wait, hold on. There's an addendum.
Not only is my mouth full of stuff, but their mouths are going to be full of nuts too.
Really?
When this game is over. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems to be a nut dragger of a game. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I don't think we've got much chance at all. There's always, NFL is any given Sunday, as we all know, but no. This is.
You know who believes in that any given Sunday shit? The Giants and the Bears. They're the ones they believe in that shit.
No, John, you're wrong. You look at the calendar and go playing the Commanders this week.
That's right. Jesse, what about you over there sipping your NyQuil? What do you think? You got a chance in this game?
Fuck yeah, we got a chance. We got a chance of having the second biggest blowout of the season. Second biggest.
You're pretty optimistic.
So, the Denver, they scored 70 on Denver. I think they're going to score about 60 on us. So,
dude,
there's a chance of that.
Look, we have never seen a big play that we couldn't give up. All right. Anything they draw in the dirt behind in the huddle, they go, what do you think? We can get this? The Commanders go, you can get it. They might go past 70. They might go past 70 by the third quarter.
You're going to see Tua say, hey, Tyreek, just go long. Like all fucking game. Oh.
I don't have any video yet because it's too fast to catch on modern cameras, but this is a couple of highlights of Tyreek Hill. And this is how it's going to be all day. Motherfucker's going to be flying up and down the field.
He said too fast for modern cameras.
He is.
Stupid.
Listen, I ran a science experiment on Twitter today, or X, or whatever you want to call it. So here's what we have. I've got science question, everyone. Soon, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle will board an aircraft and fly to Washington, D.C. If they land at Dulles, they will be approximately 2 miles from the Commanders' practice facility. Will any of our defensive backs get any closer than that this weekend? Start with you, Keith. Are our defensive backs getting anywhere close to these guys?
No.
We're not even going to see them in the same picture when there's a bomb, are we?
This team is atrocious.
Atrocious,
inside and out, whatsoever. And
top to bottom.
But the funny, well, I wouldn't say the funny thing, but it would be the Washington thing to do to actually be in this game.
Yeah.
You're right. It would be. And I said that last week about the Cowboys. This would be the Washington thing to do. And, well, the Cowboys beat the living shit out of us.
That's true.
I'm serious. Mike McDaniel is that screwball kid that everybody picked on in school.
I love that guy, man.
Me too. I wish McDaniel was our coach.
Man. His dry personality or dry humor is amazing.
Yeah. I love the little things that he does where, like, the cameraman is following him and he'll, like, hide. He'll, like, run and hide. I don't know. He was another guy that was here at one point. I think he was an assistant coffee boy when he was here.
Yeah, he was a fucking towel washer when he was here. So,
yeah.
I think we need to fucking we need to let go of all these talking about all these coaches that were here. When these coaches were here, I mean, they were fucking goddamn ball washers. So,
well. Speaking of ball washers, now you got to give us our due, man. We can only think about the past because that's the only place we have any glory. So it's like kind of like when you're in between girlfriends. You're not off thinking about the last couple of ones you had, right? But you wait for the new one. So look, McDaniel could easily, and I mean easily by saying like by accident, run his score up past 70. And I'm not kidding you, man. We give up every deep play. Fucking Benjamin St. Toast is going to be sitting there at the 30-yard line doing this while Tyreek Hill is 70 yards down the field with the ball.
St. Toast now. Excalibur calls you St. Ghost. You call him St. Toast.
Jesus. St. Ghost.
That's how this guy's going to be landing airplanes soon. After this
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm going to be backing Hill into the end zone. Come on, this way, buddy.
Oh, shit.
All right, so really, I'm trying to figure out a way that we can talk about something serious with this football game, and I just don't think that there is. There's no chance in hell unless we can get. I don't know. The Miami bus has a flat tire, and they don't make the game and have to forfeit. That's about the only chance I see.
Or if Tua gets a concussion and Tyreek rolls an ankle,
maybe.
The only problem I have with that is that for Tua to get a concussion, that means somebody's going to have to get near him and hit him. And I don't know that that's going to happen unless he falls down like running out of the tunnel or something.
That's always a chance.
So what do you want to see from this game then, genuinely?
Well, see, now that's the crux of the whole thing. Because from here on out, now, Jesse, you've been saying that it's all about seeing what Sam Howell's got. And now it's all about seeing what everybody's got. What the hell is oh Jesus, Keith?
I still think
I hear noises like that. I'm wondering what the hell is he doing.
You know what I want to see from this game?
What?
Actually, I'm not going to see anything because I'm not even watching this game at home.
Oh, you're not.
Not only am I not going to the game, but I'm not even watching it. I'm not letting this team ruin Sundays. I told you guys, I don't even know why I'm here on this podcast now. I have nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever to offer except for the fact that I feel bad that I made you guys move to Mondays and Fridays and then I don't even fucking show up half the time.
Well, we kind of expected that. So, it's not really a big deal.
Right. But, and I always appreciate and love you guys. But honestly, I don't even know how we're sitting here and doing this podcast. Like, This is the most dreadful season I think I've ever been through. Now, the three of you might not feel that way. You might be optimistic that we can get maybe one more win or two. Me, no. I don't give a fuck if we win the rest of the season. I don't care. I don't care about people's Twitter mock drafts. Like, this is
early this year.
This is absolutely abysmal that we're this, deep into the season and we still have how many games left?
Five.
And we're already mock drafting.
Yeah.
I hate
we've been mock drafting.
We've been doing this for 2 weeks. I can't stand these motherfuckers when they do it. I can't stand these motherfuckers on Twitter when they do it. In the off season, but I cut them some slack because I get it. There's nothing else to do, but we're doing this shit during this season, man. This is pathetic. This team, this team is absolutely nonsense.
Yeah, I love it.
Are you? I have done it. In my life, I've done 0 mock drafts. I don't know why.
You want to know how many I've done? 0. You know why? Because they never worked out. Why? Because they're fan opinion. And guess what? Your fucking fan opinion means nothing to me. Go fuck yourself.
That's right. Do you agree?
Yes, Keith.
I'm on the same opinion as Keith, man. It's just a waste of goddamn time.
Well,
we need a left tackle, and these motherfuckers are talking about Marvin Harrison Jr.
I know. God, how stupid are people?
I'll tell you what. I don't know who made it. That meme that's been running around.
Absolutely fucking abysmal along with this team. This team deserves this stupid ass fan base.
What John just said, yes, that meme about
I don't know who made it, but that's brilliant, and that's coming from a guy that made 160 cartoons. So I love
the Vishanu one, and it's like it's off.
Right. Or Marvin Harrison.
It's Marvin Harrison and Sam Howell's cropped. Yeah,
that was great. Brilliant. Yeah,
I've been jumping all over people. Well, I haven't been on there in a while, but if people are actually thinking that we should take fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. or fucking Brock Bowers over a fucking any offensive lineman, has to be the fucking dumbest thing in the goddamn fucking world.
Listen, if you want to take a quarterback, I mean, because at the end of the day, this new ownership and this new coaching team and this new GM that's going to come in, they don't owe Sam Howell anything. We don't want it to be Sam Howell. We all want it to be Sam Howell.
Here's the thing.
I've said about this for weeks now, and it's all about what they want.
Well, at the end of the day, it's December 1st, and we're not going to talk about the fucking draft today. All right, we're going to get boat raced by the Dolphins on Sunday. We're going to talk about that. So, what I was saying was, okay, you said it's all about Howell from here on out, and I'm going to say one more. It's all about all of them, because now every one of them, we've got more than half the roster is coming up for contract. They're out. So we have we have $80 million worth of spending cap room, and we have $90 million worth of spending cap room, and we've got a ton of draft picks. So every guy on this roster is not only auditioning to whether or not they're going to be here, but whether or not they're going to be somewhere else. You take a guy like Tuhill, all right? He's got a chance right now because Williams is out. Smith Williams is out because, as far as I'm concerned, unless Smith Williams' injury is so severe, he's a re-sign. You got to bring a guy like that back, because I think that after we traded away our 2 defensive ends, he showed up and showed that he's not necessarily a pass rusher, but he can play his position, and that's what you need. You got guys like KJ Henry going to have to show out. Andre Jones going to have to show out, and they're playing for their jobs all over the NFL. So that
we need depth. We definitely need depth. I mean, are any of them starter quality? Probably not.
Right.
But we absolutely need depth, and we do need those players to show out. But I still think this is a Sam Howell show, 100%. And
I agree.
Nothing else should really matter as near as much as Sam Howell. Just because whoever the new front office is coming in, Sam's got to put a lot, 5 games of good faith on for the rest of the season if he wants to stick around. Because right now, I don't think it's been enough for them to warrant saying there's no way we pick a quarterback.
All right. I couldn't hear you because whatever the fuck Keith is doing.
What is Keith up to?
What the fuck is he doing? Anyway, did you just say that? Just repeat what the fuck you said, because I don't know what hell he's doing over there.
I'm muted him.
All right. Good for you. Thank you. So you said that you're not so sure that Sam Howell will be who they're looking at.
I mean,
5 games.
I don't know if he's done enough right now. What I'm saying is, I don't know if he's done enough right now for whoever the new regime comes in and will say, Jesus Christ, Jesus. No wonder. I don't know if the new regime was like, all right, well, Sam's done enough. We don't need to even think about picking a new quarterback.
This is Keith's cut rate Kiss Halloween costume. That's what this is.
I had a mute you because it was so fucking loud, Keith.
Yeah, I forgot to mute. My fault. Sorry, guys. I was just putting on my trash bag. You know why? Because I'm representing this fan base along with this bullshit ass team that we root for.
I figured you were putting it on because you just probably ate like a pound of broccoli and that fucking cardboard thing that we just watched, and you won't be able to stop the shit when it starts to happen. In fact, I thought you got up to go take care of it immediately.
I mean, you pretty much accurately described my dinner tonight.
That's you go.
The scary part.
I'm not too worried about it, but I do know that it keeps you absolutely regular.
The Lex is 100% right. They shouldn't even until after the season. Yeah, I agree.
I'd like to point out that he did pick up the smallest trash bag he could find to stretch it across his pecs like that. Right?
He got the size bag.
So, all right. So Sam Howell has 5 games to show it. For one, I think that he has shown enough, and I think that the reason for me is, look. Every college quarterback is a fucking crapshoot because no matter what they do in college, and I'm not saying anything that everybody doesn't know, no matter what they do in college, you don't know how they're going to react when they come to the NFL. You've seen guys that come into the NFL humbly and succeed and do great. You see guys that come in with fucking crazy stats, fail off, immediately. The thing that I think that gives me the most about Howell is his demeanor. It's his grounded in he stays medium. He stays smooth, man. He's got the right attitude, the right idea. He's obviously got the skill, but the mistakes that he makes, number one, they're limited. And number two, when they happen, he doesn't tend to make them again. He learns from them. The difference between him in week 1, 2, 3, and 4 in terms of taking sacks and now, it's not just the offensive line has changed. He's gotten a lot better at avoiding them and getting the ball out and reading faster. So
I think that has a lot to do with play calling as well, too. I mean, being a little bit as well as far as protections and, how you calling plays to get the ball out fast. But I'm just saying, like, you know how new coaches are in new GMs. They want more guys. And to me, I mean, I want Sam here. I think that would be the best for our franchise in our, in the team for, consistency and continuity sake for whoever's going to stay here next year. I think another year with, with Sam under the belt, yes, it's going to be in a new offense, but he's going to get better as well.
Yeah.
But, we just don't know what the new GMs are going to think. And so I just want him to put the best tape out there so they don't have they don't have those questions. They just come right in here and be like, all right, we're building around Sam.
Right.
Right.
Do
you think so? And
so from that perspective of building around him, Scotty.
Yep.
Everybody's auditioning. Right.
Agreed completely. I think.
Who are you looking at to see who's going to be part of those blocks?
For me, I'm looking at certain individuals who we've got on contracts next year and certain individuals who we have got coming up as pending free agents. I'm looking at the Curtis Samuels of the world, who was our first wide receiver last week to go over 100 yards this season. He's actually probably been our best wide receiver in the last 3 or 4 games. Charles Leno, you can cut at the end of the season and save yourself $7.5 million. But bear in mind, this whole 90 million production that we're talking about already in cap space is 90 million in cap space before you've made the relevant cuts that we could potentially make to bring us to 100 mil. And then on top of that, you've still got the adjustment of what the NFL will bring, which is probably around about 15 to 20 million a season. So we could have potentially $110+ million, which is a lot of money. Now, this is a big, good destination for someone to come in as a young GM. My only concern is that if you are a young head coach coming into here, are you going to be the guy who wants to work with the quarterback that's already here? We've done this before. We've brought coaches in who've had a quarterback in place and said, well, can you work with him? Yes, I can.
Ever since
and it's never worked. It's never worked. And that's not me trying to say that Sam isn't the guy, but I think you have to do your due diligence on QB in the draft going forward. But there's players on here, like I've wrote Wiley, I've wrote Leno, I've wrote Barton. They're the ones I want to go immediately. We've got a lot of pending free agency. Kendall Fuller's, Sam Howell, Cameron Curl's a pending free agent. But they've not cut the mustard at all. I want to see this. I want to see this draft class. I want to see the young players. I want to see if Percy Butler is the answer. I want to see if Defoe, I know he's injured, but
he's been hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
starting off bad though.
Jamin Davis, is he going to even be here next season? We don't know.
Now, next season will be his 4th year, correct? So with that that's when we have to make the decision about his option, which I would say at this point is no. Keith, have you ever cut the mustard?
I've never cut the mustard, but I definitely have cut the cheese.
Oh, especially with the diet that you have now, I am sure.
Oh, it's brutal.
You know, this $90 million that we have in cap space really is kind of. I'm not saying it's a fake $90 million, but with the amount of cuts, or not cuts, but the contracts that are up, that money's going to go quick. Because we don't have a whole lot of players on contracts, you have to sign depth players, and that's going to eat up a lot of that. I mean, you will be able to get some decent players, and if Sam is the guy, that helps. But that money's going to go quick. It doesn't seem like it seems like a lot of money, but it really isn't.
You're right. I mean, we're going to have to put 27 guys under contract just to round out the team. You're right.
Yeah, I think you're right. So you're absolutely right.
Even if you're creative with it, it's going to go. So I mean, you're going to if you want to sign a high dollar free agent, which honestly, I haven't even looked at them this year so far as to who's coming up, because frankly, I've been so engrossed with these fucking mock drafts. Joe Alt gives me an erection.
There's four that you're going to look at that 90 million plus and say to yourself, well, actually, if we make the right decisions in the draft and we make the right decisions in free agency, you're probably going to look at 4 decent signings.
Right.
Overall, 4 to 5 decent signings is where
you're going to need them,
because you always got to have a little bit left. I mean, I just had a look there. Apparently, we've still got 15 million this year. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen with that? Are we going to push that across? So you take that 15 plus the 90, supposedly, you're already over 100. I mean, realistically, you might have 120 mil, which is massive.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, if you're coming into that with over 100 million to spend, you're going to get 4 to 5 decent free agent signings. And this is going to be a desirable destination of where people want to come to play now, I think, with a new ownership, new head coach, and a whole new top to bottom regime. I just don't think people. I know you say you don't care. That's fair enough, Keith. It's just I have to look for this off season now because the on-field product is so abysmal. There's nothing else.
Listen, I totally get it, and I don't fault people for having an ounce of care as they currently do now, and the things that we're talking about now. It's important, to fanship. Where I stand, I'm over it. I'm 100% over it because. I've seen this year in and year out. I'm not giving up, but I just don't care. Like, I'm not giving up the things that I was giving up in life for this football team. I'm just not.
Right. Well, nobody was doing what you were doing. So that's a whole different situation. You're right. And for you, I'm always surprised at how much you actually did give up. When I found out you lived in New Jersey, it'd be one thing if you lived in frickin' Cheverly or something, but you're living in Jersey and coming down for every game. That's giving up a lot. So
plus it's the money you spend, it's the time, it's everything. And then it's the constant tenure of doing, and it's not a thing, the charity stuff for the hog farmers. I know you love that, which is, and fair play to you. But that takes its toll as well. It's the amount of time you have to physically spend.
Look, man, it drives the guy crazy. Here he is on a podcast in front of thousands, and he's playing with his pussy.
I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond.
I knew that was coming. Especially
don't do that. Where's your villain? Where's your villain? But where is your villain voice? I'm expecting you, Mr. Bond.
I've been expecting this. That's right.
Turns around with a monocle on.
Is 100% right about 100%. Spending that so-called money correctly. And that too, why it's so important for Sam to play well for the end of the season, because I think we'll just be in such a better spot to be able to build around. Because we're going to need a whole new offensive line, guys. I mean,
absolutely,
at the very least 4 starters.
Cosby.
I really want
And maybe one or two of them for depth. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I really want to see Stromberg play. Play at center for the rest of the season.
Larson questionable tomorrow for Sunday.
He is, yeah. So I really hope
Stromberg's on IR.
Oh, right.
That's what I want to see? I want to see this fucking team win a game. How about that?
See, but nobody else.
It's not going to start on Sunday.
If they win now, because they think draft position matters so much. I'll be happy as hell if they win. They're not going to win on Sunday. They're going to get fucking run out to the goddamn woodshed and spanked. Oh, by the way,
the higher the draft
one more time.
The higher the draft pick that we have, the more I'm convinced that they're going to pick a quarterback. Say if we get like a top 3 pick, they're getting a quarterback, and I want us to be about 7. They're
going to draft the value of that selection.
Caleb Williams, right? I mean, everybody thinks that he's the next big hot shot, but other than him, honestly,
Drake, Babe, Bo Nix,
unbelievable.
So many good quarterbacks coming out.
If I'm looking at them, I'm sticking with Hal.
So there's 5 for me. If you go off every mock draft generator realistically, and you look at who's coming out, there's 5 quarterback prospects that are probably going to go top 10, possibly even top 15, as if you want to go that far. Penix Jr. and JJ McCarthy are the other 2, aren't they? That we haven't spoke about there. Bo Nix and
in December 1st, Scott. We don't talk about the goddamn draft.
I know, but I'm just so if you think that this other team,
I'm hammering the point of Sam Howell. I mean, this is important structure.
So, question. Keith, you're not going to watch anymore, so I'm not even bother with you. Play with your pussy over there. Scott, I asked you this, and we started talking about draft picks. Who are you watching? Who are you looking at this coming down this stretch?
Well, in the team itself, that now
everybody's
as I said, I'm looking at who we've got on contract at the minute, and this rookie class and some of the others. I'm looking at your Percy Butlers. I'm looking at Kendall Fuller. I'm looking at is Benjamin St. Juste going to actually ever do anything? I'm looking at people like Quan Martin. I want to see is he going to do something? Manuel Forbes, if he gets fit, but obviously no elbow, he's out and it looks like a bad elbow.
They made him a special brace for his elbow, and I'm having to think that, dude, this must be having maybe like made out of popsicle sticks. That fucking thing is so goddamn small. I don't even know what happened to his elbow. He came back in that game. It was a
bendy plastic straws.
Yeah, he's got his arm in a bendy straw. I'll be all right soon.
I've just found Emmanuel Forbes. He was sat on my desk.
There he is. All right. So Keith, who are you looking at? I mean, even if you weren't going to watch the games, which you're not, but who are you looking at if you were going to watch the game?
I'd only pay attention to what Sam Howell.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. That is it, Sam Howell.
See, I'm looking at Chris Paul. All right, dude, you got 5 games to show whether you're going to stay here or not.
Jags. He can go too.
He's a Jag so far, but I mean, he's shown some flashes. But this is what I'm saying. You can't get rid of all of them. He's under contract. You know what I mean? So he's at least going to be here as a backup. So show me what you can do. Yeah. Show me if you deserve to be considered if you're going to be a starter. Because 4 offensive linemen, that's a price. 3, you got to figure 3.
Not really. You got 2.
I like Cosme at right guard.
3.
I like Cosme.
Dude,
and you've got what's his name at center?
Stromberg.
Yeah, you just drafted.
Cosme is the only starter on this, unless you're going to put Leno to right tackle.
Right.
Cosme's
you got to factor that Stromberg's going to be your center next year, right? He's a 3rd-round pick. Ron would say, okay, you have to learn how to do, quantum physics before you're allowed.
That's why I want to see him. That's why I want to see him for the end of the year.
Well, when's he come off IR? When can we open the window for that?
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He might be next week, is what they're saying.
All right, and next week we have a bye. So
if Larson doesn't play on Sunday, we're getting the
Nick Gates. Yeah.
Oh, poor fucking Sam.
Sam Howell is going to look like Santa Claus when Nick Gates sitting in his fucking lap all goddamn day. Whoever their defensive tackle is going to go, oh, hell yeah. Hi, Nick. How are you? And launch him play after play after play. All right. So why don't we try something here? Do we have any keys for the game? Is there anything we can do to try to win this game? Other than
there is.
Here's you get Tyreek Hill, you get Jalen Waddle, you get Tua Tagovailoa, and you get Raheem Mostert, and you get just Jaheim. What's his name? Jashane. A-Chain, which who's going to play now? Ashane's going to play now, and you put them all in a rental car, and you drive them around DC until it gets carjacked, and they end up, getting maybe a little roughed up.
Good point.
Right? Maybe that's our one chance that we have to slow them down. I don't see it.
Peter says poison the Dolphins food. Yeah, I could do that.
You could do that, but then Peter's all after you, and I don't want that.
I mean, basically, what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to score every single possession, and have any confidence Eric Bieniemy that come anywhere close to that.
Even if we score every single possession, we will get beat like 75-49.
Well, because they will score twice.
Dude, it's true. It's going to be like, you remember when we used to play throw up tackle or whatever we used to call it back in the day that I can't call it now because people would say that's just horrible. You're right. You grab the ball and you run to one end zone and you score. And then you turn around, you run all the way back to the other one and they can't stop you. You score again. This is what Jalen Waddle and this is what Hill is going to do. He's going to get the ball, score on a 50-yard touchdown, turn around, run all the way back through our fucking defense and score again before they say, hey, give us the ball for the kick.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much how it's going to go. It's going to be fucking ugly. All right, so I'll tell you what. Since it's going to be that bad, go ahead. Throw me a topic. Somebody. Give me something to talk about.
Yeah, okay. This defense, how's it going to look? Is it going to look on defense?
I think we just talked about this defense.
Yeah. We heard Ron this week. He is changing up a couple things. He's going to, get more one-on-one.
Simplify.
And he's also going to play like more quarters and
quarters. Yeah.
I think that's a little bit and dumb it down from the that zone man scheme that they were fucking trying to run, which for some reason they ran it good last year and then forgot how to do it this year. Don't really know what that's all about. But I mean, I'd be happy if we didn't let them score over 40 points.
That would be nice.
I think that'd be.
This is where we're at.
Like, you're right. This is where we're at.
Fucking horrific. Like we're talking about. We'll be happy if they don't score 40 on us. Like I just can't, man. I can't. I can't.
No. The only thing that gives anybody anything right now is the fact that we know all of these changes are coming in just a month. It's like Santa Claus is going to come at the end of the month.
I hear this every season.
Here's a shot of our defensive backs this weekend after they get completely fucking So, all right.
Every year, there's always something that gets the fan base hyped, including myself.
Yeah.
We think things are going to turn around. Things are going to be different. They have not showed me shit over the years, and at this point, you're gonna have to earn my fanship back. I mean, I'll be there next season.
As the man in the trash bag.
Season. Yeah, I'll be there next season. I've still got season tickets because there's other things than just the game that I do enjoy.
But are you not going to any more games this season?
No, I sold all my tickets. I have the Dallas tickets left. And chances are those will probably not sell because one, we're not going to get the date until last minute, and on top of that, we're not in homeless man comments. You're so stupid. So no. To answer your question, I've sold all my tickets, and I've put. Well, the Giants game I got rid of. That went to Carter's fundraiser. The rest is going to Christmas. Fuck it.
Hey, you know what? I don't blame you, and I don't care. Anybody wants to shame you or tell you shouldn't sell it to other teams' fans. Fuck that. It's money, man. Money.
That's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Oh, cool. I'm glad I did the right thing.
I don't want to know if I've gotten shamed, but I did, get on Twitter and talk about my displeasure, and one of the reasons why I did that was because. Being a hog farmer, I'm lumped in, with their positive talk, and very well that's understandable. However, I am my own person, right? Yeah, and I'm allowed to have my own opinions. And from what I've seen from this season and all the time and effort that I've put in, I'm pretty fed up at this point. And so, you
have every right to be.
Right. And I gave my displeasure on Twitter, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these same people that constantly attack me every year pull up these old ass tweets. So with that being said, Jesse, I want to thank you. You're my homie, because I saw what you did and I appreciate it. And I know that I'm not going to entertain those assholes, but to dig up tweets from 10 years ago, back in 2016 and further, and then make it come across as if I'm this horrific person for some shit that I've said. First of all, let's talk about 10 years ago, when things were a little bit more acceptable than they were today. Okay. However, I'm not going to say that what I
learn and
said
you grow,
was,
right?
Right. What I said was, really the right thing to do. But at the end of the day, go fuck yourself. Okay. Don't judge me on any shit, because not a single human being in this life, and this is the only thing I'm going to say on this, not a single human being in this life is perfect and has led a perfect life and has had said perfect shit in their life. I guarantee you everyone has some kind of skeleton that they don't want people to know and see, right? So for those who go and dig and try to do what they do, just so everyone's aware, Twitter is not my life. I don't give a fuck about any of your guys' opinions about me.
You're wearing a trash bag.
Right. Exactly. I don't give a fuck about anyone's opinions. 2 years ago, I might have. Now, I'm kind of to the point where go fuck you. Fuck you. You want to get on Twitter and do that bullshit with me? Go ahead and do that bullshit. I'm not going to respond to you because I don't give a fuck. But make sure before you get on me, you lead a perfect life. Make sure you do that, because I guarantee you haven't. The thing is the shit that people have said and done, it's not on video or it's not on social media, so it can't be proven. But don't play this morality bullshit with me. Go fuck you.
That's right. Fuck off. And you remember when I first started on this podcast, Jesse, I was trying to teach y'all how old guys handle this kind of shit by just going fuck off and leaving it at that. Congratulations, Keith. You have arrived. There you go. Thank you, buddy. He's there. He's finally there with us.
Get off my lawn right there.
So okay. So yeah, you've spent a lot, you've put in a lot of heart, a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you for checking out. I would say, something like last week's, like Thursday's game, it was bad, right? It was bad, but I didn't not enjoy it because I knew it was going to happen. It was more like just having to sit through it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're just going to sit through it. And,
they did give us like 3/4 of still kind of in this a little bit, It's the things that I can't just check out just because
I get 16 of these a year, man. I love football. Fuck this.
Yeah, it's just so ingrained, and even when we were like so bad years ago, after the first time Joe Gibbs left.
With 3-13 with fucking Richie Pettibone with that big ass menu hanging down under his gut. You remember that whole fucking play card thing hanging down under him? It was horrible.
But I've been there every fucking Sunday since, and I will always be there, even though it may make my Sundays and the rest of my week fucking in a pissy mood or whatever. When you got Giants and Eagles fans where I work for some fucking stupid reason, but it's a part of life, and I can check out. I know we don't have no chance right now, so I'm not gonna fucking be like,
yes, you will. Yes, you will. You're fucking gonna be
word. But I don't have hope for this season, and I accept it.
Right. So here's the thing, Scott. If we win, good thing, bad thing.
All right. So look, you can't. This is football, and this. It affects us in every single way. You win, you want to win.
Yeah.
This is the whole idea of the game.
Why you're there.
If you're not wanting to win, this is why you're here. And I don't think the players do that either. I don't agree with this tanking bullshit. I think it's absolute bollocks. I think from start to finish, I don't think the players intentionally go out there not to win games. I think that's well, you can't. They've got to put film up for either another team to play, or they've got to do enough to secure their job for the future. And that's it. We all work. We all do this for a family. We all, we all do. We spend 90% of our time at work. We're working to make sure that we produce for our family. These players are doing exactly the same thing, on a lot more money. It's an entertainment. It's an entertainment business, and it's more money. But at the end of the day, as you said before, you get 17 of these a season.
Yeah, it's their profession. And for me, this nonsense about tanking, two sides of this. For one, Josh might just be saying, "Okay, Ron, keep your job, lose all 5 of these games, and then prove my point." And then you're out, right? We'll give you the send off. That wouldn't be a bad thing, because then it's up to Ron. You're going to win or not, right? But tanking in the NFL, for all of you people that fucking believe this nonsense, tanking in the NFL means, A, you're a player who has an average career of 4 years less, all right? Number one, you're not going to put bad film out there, because even though this place is bad, you're getting out of here, all right? You're leaving. Okay, especially when you look at it from the Commanders' perspective right now, because we have half a roster that is going to be looking for a job come March, right? They're all going to be free agents, all half of the roster is. So you want to keep working. You want to keep making the money. This is their profession, all right? It's like you said, we go to work for, and people say, oh, well, they make millions. So what? That's because that's their profession. They've worked hard to get there. They're not, the players are not going to tank. There's no fucking way. A coach that tanks also tells 32 potential bosses, hey, I'll lose fucking games on purpose, right?
Yeah.
I'll lose games on purpose. And that also tells the 1,500 odd players that there are in the NFL that you will waste one of those 4 years that they have of an average career losing, so that they can pick a player that might be here to help well after you're gone. All right. So tanking, and you people that believe this shit, it's not the NBA, for one. And number two, you're dumb as shit.
Fans are stupid. Isn't that the motto of this whole podcast?
It's Madden. It's insane.
I also want to point out that I know a lot of people think that players have given up on Ron Rivera. That's just totally not true. I mean, the players really like Ron. They even really like Jack too. I mean, Jack was really respected in the locker room.
There wasn't any accountability. Who cares?
Well, I'm just saying that, like it's not like they were giving up. I know there were a lot was made at last game that people thought that the players were just gave up, and I don't think that. I just don't think they're any good.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. But we also got to be honest with ourselves as fans. We typically take a lot of the players on this team, and we hype them to be more than what they really are. But
everybody thinks
none of the other players, right? But none of the other, I can talk to Philly fans here and talk about a certain guy.
Right. They don't care about it. Right. Well, but you'd find that practically anywhere you go in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact of the matter is that this time, even though when I've had discussions with a fella, good guy, by the way, whether it's coaching or whether it's players, we've had some freaking nasty back and forths. Well, I wouldn't say nasty, but we've had some back and forths about coaching or players. I've been on the board with the defense that it is coaching, because I just don't see that this defense has that little talent that it can't do anything. They can't do anything.
This was a full-on regression, and that's not player regression.
Think about this, though.
Okay.
Go back to last season, okay? And then go back to the season before that, and then the season before.
I know you
go from a top 10 defense one year to a shit defense the next year to a top 3 defense the year after that. Like what okay, like what has changed in those aspects? And yes, schedules does play a factor in it, but it's still
not that.
It's not that big of a factor, though. It can't be that big a factor. There's zero chance.
From 3rd to 31st or 30.
I think you're right. And Scouts brought this up last night when we were talking about it. It's the common denominator for them 4 years is the fact that you go off when we're playing shit quarterbacks, we have a good defense. When you're playing good quarterbacks, we're shit.
That's where you're wrong, because we played shit quarterbacks this year. We're still getting fucking blown out.
Right, we just got beat by a fucking guy that lives with his parents, for fuck's sake.
We were playing good quarterbacks last season. We still gave up a hell of a defensive fight. We weren't giving up fucking as many points or yards or anything like that as we are this year.
This is the thing.
Or that year.
Jack Del Rio, I was being told, well, what do you think about when they were number 3 here and number 10 there? And I'm like, well, you're fucking happy with 50%. That's fucking failure, buddy. And you're right. Why did it change? I don't know, because 10 returning starters.
I think both can be true.
For this defense. And the number 1 pick that we had, right? That was the 11th, our first pick.
And this, and the second pick was also a DB.
I think both can be true, to be honest. I mean, I think it's a combination. And then if you add, the situational play calling, on the defense as well.
Our defense
sure wasn't fucking Cole Holcomb.
Our defensive play calling is done on a little library card, by the way. Play number 1, or play number 3. That's all room I have on my fucking play sheet.
No, honestly, John, I think the defensive play calling is too. It needs to be simplified.
Well,
I think Ron will do that and play quarters. You hear various rumors. You hear things like, "Oh, it was too complicated. It was this. It was that." But then, is it injuries? Is it people that are out of place? Is it not having a well, do you know what? Do you know one thing that I really think it is? Do you want to know one thing that I really think there is?
I'm all ears.
Is there's no fucking leadership in this team, none whatsoever. The leaders that we
John
have
Allen
as captains,
pitches after every fourth game.
Come on!
No, stop it! He says, pish posh.
It is though. He talks out of his arse. I don't want to hear you talking shit after a game when you're not producing yourself. You lead by example in any field, in anything you do.
I think the Ray Lewis type leadership in the NFL is gone these days.
I get that.
I mean,
is that a generational thing though, Keith?
London Fletcher was such a great leader, even though he was on such bad defenses. But you're right. There's nobody really like that on this team right now.
No, everybody on the defense doesn't know what they're doing half the time.
I don't want rah-rah people going, like shouting at each other. But for God's sake, even Peyton Manning was shouting at fucking his offensive lineman. Do you know what I mean? He was ready to have a fight.
Told him to go fuck off too. I remember that.
That was the guy who coached the Colts in the end. Well, I can't remember his name now. Jeff Saturday. There you go.
Uh-huh.
When you look back, I don't want that to happen. But then sometimes I think to myself, where is the fight? Where is the fight and the determination in this team to even do anything? To even do anything at all? There's nothing there.
Bad. Okay, when we're giving up 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 14, we make 2 nice plays and then we give it up. Right? Where is the guy that turns around to the defense and says, "Okay, guys, where is this?" What I always see from our defense, they line up as soon as the other play ends. They kind of mill around for a second, then they line up, and they never move. They never fucking move. Every once in a while, I'll see a couple of linebackers shoot up into a couple of gaps and pull back. But by and large, the Giants said it. They stay in the same thing all goddamn day. Mm-hmm. So when I'm hearing that Ron's going to simplify things, I'm like, well, I don't know how much more simple you can get the man. That's your man. You stick on him. But if you're going to go quarters, I'm all for it, man. Let's try to give these guys a chance to at least not get totally fucking roasted. Because, like I said, when a guy, hey, Dad, look at what I'm doing out here on the fucking field here. Hey, look at me, watch this. When they're not tackling me, I can find the guy that's one-on-one every time and throw it right over the edge. Hey. And he does. So that's why this weekend scares the shit out of me. It's going to be. I'm telling you what, if we're watching the red zone, Scott Hanson's going to be going to our game every 10 seconds. Oh, another touchdown for the Dolphins.
That's if the fire alarm's not going off in his studio.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's the second time that's happened to them. That happened to him last year, too. I don't know what the hell goes on in their building.
I don't know.
All right, so give me a key to the game, Jesse. Give me some hope.
Protect Sam Howell. Give him a chance, man. Just give Sam a chance to put some good film out there.
Talk over that.
One is possession. We have to play the perfect game. We have to play a game like we played in Philly, like we played when we played the Steelers. But also, this team that we're going against the Dolphins is the worst in the NFL at red zone.
We're pretty good in red zone.
And that's what I'm saying. If we get down there, we have to get a touchdown.
But Jack Del Rio's not here to call the defense in the red zone, so we might not be good at it.
I mean, yeah, I'm talking about offensively, though. We're pretty good in the red zone. Whether or not we're going to be good defensively in the red zone.
Yeah, we're pretty decent defensively in the red zone.
The red zone for other teams starts at their 40.
Pretty much.
Okay.
We're the worst. We're the worst defense outside the red zone.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, but the Dolphins give up the most points in the red zone out of the NFL. So for me, that is probably something we can capitalize on. I'm hoping. But
I hope. Yep. Keith, what do you got for give me a key to the game?
I don't have one. However, I do have a question.
Yes.
Since we're speaking on Jack Del Rio, and I already know what your answer is going to be, John, because I've read your tweets.
Yeah, fuck him.
What was your guys' opinion for the reasoning for the fire, besides the fact that our defense sucks? What are they proving with this?
Somebody had to fall on the sword. Somebody had they had to throw somebody out from the Lions, and that's all it was.
Correct.
Yeah. It was. I think it was for fan appeasement, and Josh Harris wasn't going to get rid of Ron. Just because I know everybody thinks that Josh had a hand in this, and I don't really necessarily think so. But I think Ron did go to Josh and be like, "Look, I know we got to do something," and that was it. So it is what it is.
I'm not complaining about it, other than it should have happened
I think it should have happened after the Bears game.
Yeah,
100% right.
Or maybe last year.
Yeah, I know you've not been on him. You've been on Jack for 2 years.
Yeah, the third ranked defense. He ain't going to do that.
Because they changed things up mid-year, all right, and that was the thing that I gave him credit, and I did at the end of the season, as all the way through as we were getting better. I was like, okay, I got to give credit where credit's due. We are getting better, but the absolute over the cliff drop off this year, in not only the execution. I can't believe it, because you've got literally 10 returning starters and the first round pick. These guys of all should know the defense better than any of them. And when I hear after fucking Vinny Barbarino picks apart the goddamn defense, and I hear their tight end say they didn't change a thing, they stayed in man, I'm thinking, dude, how can you possibly expect to win when you're not even trying at that point? You're probably looking at it going, it's fucking Vinny Barbarino out there. We should be able to beat him. Well, fucking should get you nowhere.
I think Terry McLaurin needs to have a big game.
All right, let's do some X factors. Jesse, give me a big X factor there.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin
getting on my shit.
I keep saying he needs that two touchdown, 140-yard game. He just hasn't given it to us, and against teams that he should.
To go back to Keith's question, it was fan appeasement, mate. That's exactly what it was. It was just
it'll lie.
Someone's a head had to roll. A head has to roll, doesn't it? So
Jason showed up and said, "Hey, I understand you've been upset with Jack, so let me give you this hand job, and we'll make everything feel better." Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, X Factor. Okay, I'll go with an X Factor. Then I'm going to go with Brian Robinson. He has to have a good game to, and I think it might be more balanced this game. Especially if you're trying to run the game and win it by using the clock, it's a good way of doing that. Run the ball.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. Hey, Keith, give me an X factor for the game.
I don't have one. I don't give a fuck.
I'm figuring you're going to tell me about the fondue at whatever party you're going to, because I know your wife's dragging you to some goddamn thing this weekend. That's what she's going to do. She's like, you're not watching the football game. You're going to the 4-H Club's annual Christmas bash.
It's really weird how accurate you've been tonight.
He knows.
All right. Well, since I'm not going to get an X factor from you, I did notice that this week the Miracle Whip Challenge did come up.
Good.
And I thought that, okay, we had fun with that. That was pretty damn disgusting. And I'm going to go ahead and call on our friend Ashburning down there in Florida to go ahead and put some of those pictures that he took of the screen with you looking like a candle that had been lit and burned for about 20 years. So we got to come up with a better idea. Not necessarily a better idea, because that was a damn good idea, but we got to come up with a good idea, and we're going to have to call it something good, like the Scott G challenge, because he did come up with the idea and he did put forth the challenge. Right. So I'm trying to think of how we can do this without dumping food all over you. We could, I don't know, dumping feces isn't much fun, but look.
Well, the food worked because that's back when I was big in trashing everyone's food pics and watching everyone.
That's all right.
So it kind of was a get back at Keith moment, but I don't know. I've been pretty quiet this season. I haven't really been too active on Twitter.
I've never heard Jesse go like a 12-year-old schoolboy. Just put the tuna on. Just put the tuna on. Jesse, just calm down. It was so funny. He was like a schoolboy, honestly.
Whatever we do, definitely involve my wife because she enjoyed that.
Okay.
She did, and I'm thinking that what we can do is we can probably sell pieces of you to be waxed. Right. For one, she's gonna love slathering the hot wax on, and number two, she's gonna love yanking it off. And you got to pick a body part or an area.
We got to take him to a professional waxer.
You can't do it. You can't go full Josh Dobson.
That's right. We could. That's yes. Come on, Miss Song. Could you please put some wax? Put a 1-inch strip on his thigh, and thanks to Scott D for his $50 donation.
Straight up now, I will give you. Straight up now, I'll do $100 for a back sacking crack.
Dude, straight up now. Crack. Damn, sounds like Scott's been to the freaking parlor himself. He knows the fucking.
I have before. I've had that time before. It is not a good grill.
He's been to the. You gotten waxed? What's the matter with you?
Yeah, man. Back sacking crack. I did it for charity. Yeah, and I'll never ever do that again. I was walking like John Wayne for about 10 days.
I don't know.
Smooth though, but
worse when it comes back in. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he stays his chest, so I don't know if that's going to work out too well.
Nah,
that what?
Maybe not.
I said you shave your chest, so I don't think it's going to go into the wax.
Nah, but what I could do though is I grow it back pretty quickly. I could definitely. I can have
his ass is like a gorilla. He's got an ass like a gorilla though, so it's okay.
All right, Scott coming out of the parlor, I would think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, bikini wax.
I would not do the sack though. Sorry.
Oh, dude, that's the moneymaker.
Well, so you're gonna have to make it somewhere else.
$200 donation right there.
Look, it's not just that you get your sack. You get some nice Vietnamese girl to drizzle some hot wax on that bad boy first, and then she has to pull it off.
I wouldn't even let my wife do that.
We'd have to probably pay her a lot of money to do this.
Sure.
Yeah, she's not going to be happy with this.
Oh, Joe! No, I mean, wax it. What else can we do though? What else can we do?
Why does it have to be Keith? We'll put it out.
It doesn't have to be Keith, but
listen. Why don't we do that? Why don't we put it out for other people to throw their ideas?
Okay, we can do that. We could send Scotty on a bar crawl.
And then what we can do is once we get all the ideas, we can vote. I have no vote, no say in this. But the three of you can vote on which one you'd want to do.
We could have Jesse go into the Hairy Buffalo, and he could earn like say $50 for every drink that some guy buys him.
No, this is on Keith. This is for the hog farmers.
I kind of like that idea. All right, so my X factor for the game, since we finally get
way off track.
Yeah, my X factor for the game. Brian Robinson was my pick right there, but I think I'm going to echo that. The running game has got to be strong. If you're going to burn clock and try to keep them on the sidelines, that's the only way you've got a chance is to keep them off the field. And that's the way to do it. You've got to be able to grind clock, and you've got to be able to run the ball when it's not the fourth quarter and you're down by 35 fucking points and you are picked up on microphone on television saying, "Look, man, we're just trying to close out."
Sorry,
like Charles Leno did. So that's it. You've got to run the fucking football. That's the X factor.
Yeah, we're not trying to see another game where Sam passes for 55 times in a row.
That's what's going to happen though, because as soon as I'm telling you, as soon as Tua steps on the field, the referee is just going to have oh shit. As soon as they see him walk on the field, touchdown. All right, so let's get some score predictions. Go ahead, Jesse.
56-10.
56-10.
56-10. Wow.
I can't disagree. Go ahead, Scott. What do you got?
I've got us at 41-17 Dolphins.
Okay, Keith, what do you got?
I've got 48-3.
3.
48-3.
Defense isn't that good.
And Joey Sly gets like a 30-second to go fourth quarter kick just to not embarrass us. Wow.
No, I'm gonna say we're gonna score at least 20 points in this game. We got to.
I'm going 51-23 Dolphins, and I'm gonna say that we're gonna get those 23 because Ron's gonna give an impassioned speech to win this one for Troy Apke, who we had to cut this week. He's like out in the rain in front of Redskins Park going, what do I do?
Poor Apke. We didn't give him a proper send-off.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, here we go. You know, the thing about Troy Apke, he's going to be – you've seen that meme with fucking with what's his name, the actor, where he's pointing at the screen, right, from Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Troy Apke watching the game this weekend. I could have been closer than him. Jesus Christ, look at that. I could have been within 30 yards of him. This is going to be bad.
It is. Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
Right, so let's just make it interesting here. Who's going to get beat for the first touchdown of the game?
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead. That's like,
hey, Vincent Juice.
St. Juice.
St. Toast. Because the motherfucker's burnt all the time.
St. Juice.
I'm going to go. First touchdown of the game goes to Raheem Mostert. And I mean, he scored 13 this season as a running back. That's not bad. And it just breaks through the middle of the line.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that it is going to be Benjamin St. Juste, and it is going to be on like the third play of the game, and it's going to be from our side of the 50-yard line. Toasty Rooney. But boom. Keith, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to say Sam Howell throws an interception and they run it in for a touchdown.
Go on you. Boy, you really are chummy. Look, go to your goddamn baby shower or whatever you're doing.
Quarterback. He's been eyeballing them quarterbacks in his mock draft. That's what he's doing.
He is.
That's right. He's loading
he's a secret Drake May guy. That's what it is.
He's a Drake May guy.
Another Carolina quarterback. And they're best mates too. They can have them both here. One
right,
can back the other one up.
Says 42-10, the Dolphins are going to win. And, I think everybody's on the same boat with that.
Yeah, we got to score. We're going to score points. It's just they're going to score a hell of a lot more.
Are we going to see their punter at all?
No.
Are we going to see their punter?
That guy is on the tour bus.
Yeah, he's off looking at fucking the Jefferson Memorial. Oh, wow, look at
that. he's literally walking around the reflection pool while the game's going on. This is nice. Is that the Smithsonian? Oh, that's nice.
Well, it is going to rain. All right, there's going to be bad weather. So whether that'll slow the Dolphins down, I doubt it.
I heard it was cleared up now. It wasn't going to be any rain.
All right, then. All right, well, I'll tell you what.
Is it cold?
Not really. No, it's supposed to be actually nice tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be going out playing pickleball early in the morning because it's going to be so nice. All right, so we're probably going to show up here after the game, directly after the game. Are we at 1 o'clock start? Thank God. That thing
1 o'clock.
They won't spoil my dinner. All right, so we'll probably show up here right after the game and, cuss and holler a lot about what we saw. But really, we're all cussing and hollering about it now, so I don't know what's going to be the point. But we'll see you directly after the game right here. And then tomorrow, Scott and Jesse and I will get together and we will pick the NFL, of which, honestly, I don't know how Jesse bothers to show up anymore because Scott and I, we do so fucking well.
Yeah, right. Keep dreaming, John.
Okay. All right,
Jesse's got about a 6-game lead.
The Big and Boss book is not going to do me very well tomorrow, I don't think. I had a good week last week. But we'll find out tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we'll see you again on Monday at 5:30 where we'll get to hear whether Jesse feels any better, see if Scotty's gone ahead and figured out how to pronounce some of the names of the 4 stringers that are going to be fucking scoring touchdowns on us on Sunday, and whether Keith gives a shit. He probably
if Chase Claypool gets a touchdown here, I will be like, what? I didn't even know he was on the Dolphins.
He is. All right. Are they going to activate him? I don't know. We'll find out. All right, then. We'll see y'all next time. Later.